Hey ladies and gents, it's Zam again, and I'm making some more airplane videos. It's been a while, I know. I haven't been feeling well, so it's been a little bit hard to get these things done. But I do have some news for you guys. This is actually going on right now. There is a giveaway for 2 planes. You go here, enter your email, get the bonus code for it. This bonus code will give you the Spitfire 1A and the Focke-Wulf 56. The fighter trainer tier 2, I believe. This will be a tier 5. This is the plane that they gave out. The Spitfire 1A was the one they gave out for the Dunkirk event. A lot of people didn't get it, but now they are, of course, giving away. The Key Publishing is giving away 10,000 of these codes, or 100,000 codes, apparently. Wow. What's interesting about this, though, is that it does work, as far as I can tell, from what I've read on everything. It works on the NA server and on the EU server. So if you're on the EU, it apparently works as well. So put your in-game email in. I know Kaz, one of the clanmates, he tried it tonight. It worked. So you can get this free plane. These actually two free planes. So I will be doing a review of the Spitfire 1A and the Focke-Wulf 56 in this video, of course. So just to let you know, free planes to be had again, guys. Go get your codes, put them in, get your free planes. You know, excellent, excellent. I always like when they give free shit away. Hopefully Wargaming keeps this up and hopefully gets more people playing this game. So back to the actual review, and these are going to be relatively quick because it's late and I'm tired and yeah, okay. So the Focke-Wulf 56, this was a trainer in 1933 designed by Kurt Tank. Kurt Tank is well known for the as the designer of course, of the Focke-Wulf 190. He designed this trainer in, I believe, started in 1931. Production started in 1933, and they built a little over 1,000 of them. It was a monoplane design. Of course, in this game, it actually carries two 7.92s. Very maneuverable aircraft. You'll see when, of course, once you get it. Excuse me. And yeah, it's a fun little aircraft. Tier 2, a lot of fun. I usually run on this one since it's, of course, a very maneuverable aircraft, lightweight airframe. Control surface adjustment, and I stuck optics on there because I had it in the garage and I didn't have to pay for it. But you know, of course, you can trade that out to whatever you want if you're going to fly tier 2. I never bought it. They gave this away I don't know, a year and a half ago or something like that, and we ended up with this plane, of course. So if you guys haven't got it, go get your free code, put it in, get your free plane. Fun little plane. Okay, the Spitfire 1A. Now, this is a little different aircraft. This was handed out during the Dunkirk event last year. They gave out 2 aircraft, actually. You completed the missions, and you got the BF-109E3, which is the premium. Of course, you see the Dunkirk on the side. Premium BF-109. And they gave out a Spitfire 1A, which is this aircraft. Now, historically, what this is one of the early production models of the Spitfire. So in 1931, I believe, the Royal Air Force said that we needed some new aircraft, a modern fighter that could exceed the speed 250 miles an hour. The designer, Mitchell, was his last name, of course, came up with the Type 224. This aircraft did not meet the requirements. It was an open cockpit. Of course, Supermarine was well known for its racing planes, and when I mean my racing planes, their seaplanes were very successful. So he came up with this, didn't work out, so he started on what was become known as the Type 300, which, over the evolution of its time, ended up being, of course, called the Spitfire. He worked on this aircraft all the way up to his death in 1937. Of course, his plane flew in, I believe, 36, so it was already up and running by the time he died. But so these early models, they were known as, I believe, Type A wing, Type B wing, and what that had to do with is that these were and this is what you actually get in game, of course, 8303s, right? 8303 Brownings. Now there was a shorting on Brownings, so a lot of these early planes only had 4, but they were made to carry 8. Excuse me. Of course, in the Battle of Britain, they found out that 8303s, you know, great great for shooting down fighters, but shit for shooting down bombers. They took an average of 4,500 rounds of 303 shells to bring down a large target. So they designed, this was the 1A, they designed a 1B, which of course became the more standard Spitfire, which is of course the Spitfire 1 with 4 303s, and 2 20mm Hispanos. So that was the big difference between the Spitfire 1 and the Spitfire 1A. This is all 303s, 8 of them, and the Spitfire, of course, had the 220s plus the 4 303s. And that became pretty much the standard. The Spitfire 1A was kind of, you know, obviously with the machine guns changing over to the Hispanos. Of course, the Spitfire 1 became much more effective with those big 20s. Now, excuse me, the only thing difference about the Spitfire 1A in this game, now I got mine during the event, so when I completed the missions, is that this actually gets a special perk. You will not get this with this aircraft. You will just get a regular pilot skill. You will not get this Spitfire Mark 1A Master. This was given out when you got the aircraft for the event. Same with the BF-109. The E3 gets a special perk. So you will not get this special, pilot skill with your pilot, which is unfortunate. But you know, it's still free playing. Goddammit. So maneuverability on this aircraft is excellent. So I usually go aerodynamics expert, and you know, of course, aerobatics expert. You can also throw on marksman, whatnot, because the 8 303s. I mean, it's a shotgun. It sprays all over the place. So if you can get that dispersion down a little bit, always helps. Pilots, the actual equipment. I run lightweight airframe, control surfaces, and of course, improved reflector sight for that wild shotgun shells. I mean, you'll watch me in the game. I'm thinking I'm hitting shit, and I'm not hitting shit. You know, shells are all over the fucking place. So yeah, but once you get this thing set up, it's so good. It just eats HP off planes, and it turns so well. So I'm actually going to bring up. So the first game will be the Focke-Wulf 56, and that was actually this game here, which was a 12,920 with about 42,551 silver, which isn't too bad for a tier 2. You know, like I said, almost 13,000 for the Focke-Wulf, and we ended up with, like I said, once again, 12,000, almost 13,000 combat points, and 42,000 silver. So yeah, it makes, I mean, yeah, you can't complain about that at tier 2. Not bad at all. The other game I'll be showing you will be the actual Spitfire 1A game, which I believe is it this one? Yeah, this one here. I'm not going to go too far into it. But yeah, it was 8,600 combat points and a nice, you know, 8,600 combat points, not the greatest, but, you know, 120,000 silver out of that game. So yeah, it was a very kind of a lopsided victory, but like I said, I'm just trying to get this video up for you guys to see it, and you guys can get your free plates. So I'll be bringing up the 2 videos, and you guys can take a look at what these planes are really all about. Alright guys, back with the video on the Focke-Wulf 56. Of course, like I said, it's a monoplane. It's rather lightly armored for tier 2. 7.62s. So yeah, it takes a lot to peck away that shit. You know, obviously there's other aircraft that does it better. But with the maneuverability of this aircraft, I mean, most of the time you're not terribly worried about getting outturned by most of the things you run into. So it really doesn't take much to get in behind stuff and fuck them up. You know, it takes a little bit of time, of course, for that gun to work it. But when it does, of course, you're going to end up taking off most of their health with these little pew-pew guns. So drop in on behind the defense fighter, knock him out, pick back up over here, looking for my next one. We flipped the garrison right off the bat, and that's kind of the pretty much how this game's going to go. We win by a fair amount. Ping out the airfield, because I thought, you know, that's probably a good idea to do that, but my other human players decide, you know what, yeah, let's go center. And of course the bots go center because that's what the bots do, and they run off toward center, and I'm by myself, and no amount of good luck is going to make me take on all those air defense fighters by myself. So of course I turn away from it, head back to center, and it's just a matter of trying to knock these guys out and see if we can get this cap flipped before the bad guys show up. So dropping on the I-5 and start pummeling him slowly but surely. You know, an I-5 is pretty maneuverable aircraft, and this is things right up there. Of course, I-5 has a much better set of guns on it than this thing. Of course, I get the Focke-Wulf 56 right off the bat, and he wants to play fucking Rammy, which I thought was maybe just me and him just doing that shit, but a little bit later on, he does it to somebody else, so I'm not terribly sure if he was just doing that because, you know, for whatever reason. So I drop in on his tune mate in the S510. That was another premium plane that was given out a while ago. Pick them both off, and we actually pick up this cap pretty quick. Of course, I lose most of my health in the ram. You know, I could have probably pulled up, but you know, I'm just not one of them kind of players, you know. Getting on the goldfinch here behind him. Picking, poking, pew 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 guns. Gotta love them. Gotta love them. Take them forever to get knocks and that stuff off, but hey, that's all right. So I killed Barry the goldfinch. Got a couple here. Kirill. Apparently everybody wants to ram me today. I don't want to go head to head with him. These guys don't have tail gunners, so it's always kind of nice to get in behind them and just literally just pummel the shit out of them. Finish off the LSHD, and leaves me one more to take care of. And I'm smoking to beat hell. I'd like to knock him off so I can start gaining some fucking health here. Yep, there he is. Pew, 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 pew. And, you know, if you can get in on slow targets like these guys, it doesn't take very long, actually, for these guns to work their way through if you're hitting every time. So knock him out. Spin around. Now, at this point, you notice all my bots and most of my humans have left me by myself. They have gone off to the south, and I got one blue guy coming to center, and I'm trying to run away here far enough away so I can start getting some health back. And that's when I noticed, oh my, here they come. The red blob of shit as they come. So there's that Focke-Wulf 56 that rammed me earlier. Yep, he just did it again to some other guy. to an actual bot that time. So I'm just going to be in here trying to help these guys out, try to keep them back a little bit. Pick up the S510 again, put a couple shells in him, flip back over, and yeah, that's when they really start showing up. I mean, there's an epic crap ton of red right in here. So I'm staying on this guy. I'm going to try to knock him out before I get dead, or before I have to run, one or the other. Staying behind him here. He's knocking out. They of course flipped a cap, so that means I just got one chance, knock him out, and then yeah, there's a lot of shit right there, a lot of red planes. Nose it over, and I'm on the run. I have a little bit of method to my madness here. I'm actually going to see if I can draw off how many will actually follow me, and I'll see how far I can get before the squall line gets here. So there's currently 2, 4, 5. Yeah, there's at least 5, 6, 7. Yeah, there's at least 6 of them, and they're following me right now, and we're well outside the cap. So yeah, they're going to chase me for a while. About that time, though, you can notice of all my blue players. I'm not terribly sure what they're all up to, but they've all decided to head back. 2 of these guys follow me all the way out here. The rest actually turn around and head back toward center. And now it's me against 2 bots, which I'm not terribly worried about. Flip out over, get in behind this guy. Barry, there's Barry again. I think I killed him once already. He's dead. Flip back over, finds the I-5 Pavel, whatever, he's on his way back to Cap because he realized he fucked up. I don't know if butts actually realized they fucked up, but there's probably something in their programming going, shit. So I head back to the center because finally my blue all show back up again. Apparently they all got shot down on the far Cap. Apparently they got worked over pretty hard. So I still only got 34 health. Squall line in 40 seconds. So I was like, well, you know, I probably could have either just crashed, but you know, I thought maybe I can get in here and take out a few more fighters and maybe get a chance to do a little damage before I'd actually die. So flip back around, got an I-5 above me, I-5 behind me, and that's the one I'm going to take. See if I can knock him out before squall line, or if I die before squall line, which is fine too. Pull back in on him, start pummeling him. 10 seconds to squall line. I'm plane in behind me, which is fine. Yep, I died. Knocked him out though, but I died before squall line, so I'll be coming back. But at this point, it's kind of relatively tight game here, so I will be coming back in, of course, when the squall line's over with. I really do like this little plane. If you're really interested in Tier 2 and you like to Tier 2 do premiums, you know, this was a nice 40K silver match. You know, not even really 12,000, I think. And it's not that hard to actually bring up them big numbers. You know, 12,000 combat points in these 1s and 2s. Most times I see the real big numbers. You see them come off, these guys flying these low tier 1s, 2s, and 3s. Just because there seems to be so many more targets, and the games are relatively, you know, a little bit. Seems like they last longer than the higher tier stuff. I don't know why, but maybe it's just me. So I'm really pushing it right now, trying to get back to the action. I'd like to get a little bit more damage and kills in before the game ends. We're already at almost 400, and they are slowly coming back to center. But then actually when I tabbed out and realized that most of their planes have already been shot down, there was only actually a few left. They had died after the squall line. You know, there's only actually 5 left right there that are still alive. So I really didn't think I was going to get a whole lot left here. But as an actual plane, it's just a fun plane, right? I mean, you get used to, of course, the pew-pew guns on this thing. But, you know, great maneuverability. Firepower is weak. Money earning's not bad, but you know, you can't really complain. It's a free tier 2 plane, and it's just a lot of fun to play. You know, it's kind of something different. It was a trainer aircraft in World War II. So yeah, go pick it up. Drop into tier 2s, blow some shit up, make a little bit of money. You know, that kind of stuff. So yeah, that was the actual game on this plane. We finished everybody off, and we won by 8. Not too shabby. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will have some more stuff up. All right, guys, back with the Spitfire 1A actual gameplay with it. I played like 2 games in it. Thought that was probably enough video because you guys are gonna get it anyway, and you're gonna play it and you're gonna realize how awesome this plane is. It doesn't quite have the altitude performance that the other Spitfire 1 has. I mean, that's kind of a little bit of the downfall, probably because of its changes. Of course, you know, I'm not sure why they changed it up like they did. But this is a little bit, obviously, like I said, more maneuverable, especially with the perks on it that I got with the special pilot we got in that series. But even without the special pilot, this thing is insanely maneuverable, and with those 8303s, it doesn't take long to work your way through a target. So I got a Spitfire 1A here and a P-43. They're all over my heavy fighter. Drop in behind this Spitfire 1A, and I'm going to pummel him to death. Like I said, of course, with the upgrades that I have on the plane, I can outturn just a normal Spitfire 1A, so it wasn't really much of a challenge. So I'll pick up here on the P-43, And yeah, he doesn't have much chance either. And like I said, these things, you can just look at the bullets on this thing. They're all over the place, but it doesn't really matter because you have 8 of them, and they'll just continue to pummel an aircraft over and over and over again. Pull back around on him. Yeah, finish him off. And you know, it's probably one of my favorite premium planes at Tier 5. Of course, I still like the German Spit better at Tier 6, but this aircraft is so much fun at Tier 5. Those A303s just eat enemy planes, especially the heavy fighters, the ground attack planes. You get all 8 of those humming on top of a target. They just go right through them. And there's not a lot of heat up. If you notice the heat up on the actual gun, there isn't much at all. They don't take very long to cool down. If you do warm them up, I mean, you have to really, really try hard to run through the to actually heat them up completely. So I'll get back onto my Spitfire 1A. I got an enemy on my tail, but at this point I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna get this guy one last time. But no, I get by. Salty Gringo. Oh, he's got a P40. 650s, yeah, they kind of cancel out my A303s. So he gets me, and we still have the center. I was kind of hoping that we had 13, 12 seconds left for it to fucking switch over, but sadly 8 seconds, 7 seconds, and just as I pop back in, they flip the cap. So we don't get the actually get the extra 80. I probably should have just dove out of there and got out of there before I got killed. That probably would have changed it a little bit better. We wouldn't have lost it. But at this point, you know, these caps are going back and forth so quickly, and these guys are all hurting pretty bad. So I'm not terribly worried about getting back in there. So of course I get a cheeky fucking bot that decides, you know, let's take a pass at me, and he flies off into the yonder. So we have a whole bunch of really shot up planes here. So I drop in here. I'm not even sure what to shoot at. There's so much shit going on here. So I get the next one, pull back around, see if I can get this guy here, the auto. Oh, there's another one over here. See if I can get him. There is just a ton of aircraft to shoot at. So I'm actually going to start picking out the targets that are the biggest threat to me. I-17s are extremely maneuverable. You can actually see how long it kind of took me to get around on him on that airplane. So I stick on him, see if I can finish him off before I actually have to deal with these other fighters. Yeah, he's trying to actively kill me, the X4U1. Thank goodness it's the U1 and not the actual Corsair. You know, with those 420s, he actually only needed about maybe a second pass before I died. So finish him off, flip back over. I got Salty Gringo finally. How you doing, buddy? How you doing? Pummel him pretty hard, finish him off, and I'm just at this point just defending. And that's what actually, in my opinion, probably one of the best light fighters, especially at Tier 5. You know, not just with the fact that it has the A303s, but the maneuverability of this aircraft really makes a difference. So we got drop all 3 caps now, and like I said, we are just simply kind of defending right now, just trying to keep the mining plan up and running. You know, obviously you get that extra 80 points when it flips, so I'm just trying to keep things clear here and kill them as they actually run in here. So we ended up superiority points, actually winning this game very relatively quickly. So hope you guys enjoyed the review, and I will be bringing some more on a little bit later.